you today? How are you? Happy Sunday. So today, let's briefly talk about the key signs of abusive relationship. Talking about abusive relationship is not only physical abuse. It can be emotional abuse. It can be financial control. It can be infidelity. Toying with your emotions, cheating. You understand? And when it happens like that, some of us, because we are in love, so to say, we are not able to pick it on time. That, oh, these are some of the signs. These signs are, point us to being in an abusive relationship. You understand? At times we feel stuck, we feel trapped, in that relationship, and you're like, oh, I don't know how to get out. What will people say? And some of us, maybe both female and male, if you are not financially stable, if you don't have financial stability, is one of the things that can make you continue to stay in an abusive relationship. You understand? It can be emotional abuse, it can be physical, it can be verbal, it can be financial, it can be physical. You understand? So let's share. If you are there, let's share so that we can share with other people. So talking about emotional abuse, we're talking about generally. We're talking about generally. We have a whole lot of things that is all encompassing. You understand? So we're going to be talking about just the few signs to know if you're actually swimming. If you're actually swimming in an abusive relationship. The number one thing you want to see with somebody that is abused, that is an abuser, you understand? You are the one that is being abused. The abuser is possessiveness. They're too possessive. They don't want to see you with friends. They don't want to see you with families. Even where you get to work, they don't want. They believe they own you. They see you like a commodity, like something like a commodity that has to be treated exactly like a commodity. They want to give you no space to have it. In relationship, there should be personal space. There are times you would like to, oh, good evening, Matt, Tomo, you're welcome. You understand? No, I'm not crying. So at times you see in that kind of a relationship, they treat you, you are welcome, hi. They treat you as if dowry, bride prices, the way. So women are being treated in those parts of the world because men will tell you that I've paid your bride price, I've paid for you, and of course now my property. You understand? So in most of the abusive relationship, you see the party that is an abuser. Women too abuse their spouses. Men too. Though is the intimate partner violence is very common in men. The percentage from men to women is higher than it is from women to men. You understand? So they treat you, they are possessive, they don't want to give you space. You have control over your life. They want to have control, as in absolute control. Image, good evening. They want to have control, total control over your life. And of course, for somebody that is abusive, one of the symptoms, the signs you want to see is always checking on you. There are times when you are in a relationship, but when somebody is asking, where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? There are questions, there are ways that abusive people, the way they monitor you, you know that this person is possessive and this is an abuse. It should be time for private space. Even if overhead, there should be a time you want to have a personal space, like maybe you want to stay in your room, maybe you want to do certain things with yourself. Though you are in a relationship, you still have your life, so there should be a personal space. And most of them, they accuse, they are jealous, extreme jealousy. When you are in a relationship, at times there might be little You understand? Just a little bit of what we call positive jealousy. Not that you is there is toxicity becomes this person is always checking your phone. This person don't want to give you space, even when you are at work is war, or they are coming to monitor you at work. They are coming to monitor you wherever you are. They want to check it. No, I've been in a relationship that the guy was always calling my friend to know if they heard about me, where am I, what am I doing, you understand? Those relationships are shocking. Though we were younger, I was thinking is love. Well, it means that the person is, they have the trait of insecurity. Maybe they have childhood trauma or some things they have not really healed from. You understand? And of course, they are quick to accuse you of flirting or cheating. You understand? And you are doing nothing, like that. But they're accusing you of flirting or cheating is most likely, most of the time, that they are the ones that is at fault. You understand? They are doing it, and they begin to, like push it to you, like defense mechanism to push it to you that you are cheating. And they want to isolate you. No family, friends, no partying, some no church. Some will even tell you not to work. I've had to cancel some people. I've met some people in the recent times that their spouses ask them not to work. Good evening, how are you? MSD, welcome. That their spouses said they shouldn't work. You understand? They isolate them from friends, isolate them from work, isolate them from families, isolate them from social life. They had no life, nothing going on in their life except that they have that relationship. It's an abuse. If somebody is isolating you from family, from friends, all of them that have the money, have financial ability to take care of the home. But at the time you see some people that cannot even afford to feed themselves comfortably, asking their spouses not to work because they don't want no man to touch him or her. They don't want, just stay at home, be a stay-at-home mom, be a stay-at-home dad, because they want to control. And when you lose your financial capability in that relationship, the other party that is working, they are bound to be crisis. There are bound to be disrespect. There are bound to be gaslighting. You understand? They are the one that ask you not to work. But when you need something and they cannot afford, they begin to gaslight you. I'll be telling you, oh, you want to kill me? I'm the only one paying the bills. You want to kill me? So you don't have life. You are being isolated. It's one of the signs of an abusive relationship. And they threat you. There is threat. One of their tools is threatening, especially when the children are involved and they know that you don't have the financial, you don't have nothing in you because they have isolated you, asking not to they have asked you not to work, to stop working, and you are there sitting down doing nothing as a stay-at-home dad or stay-at-home mom. They begin to threaten you. You can't go with the kids because even if you get to the court might not want to give somebody, you want to divorce or you want a separation or you want to fight for child custody or something. If you are not working, the other spouse that is working has upper hand because the judge wants to know how much are you making per year, how much are you making in a month, and you said I'm a stay-at-home dad or mom. Oh, it's not going to be fun. Nobody will want to give you children that you might not be able to cater for. Of course. So they threaten you with all manners of things because most of them see, they know you, that there is no way you want to go. You understand? They yell at you, they shout at you, they suck. They are the type that nags. Nagging is when maybe we have an issue and we have been able to resolve, maybe I've apologized and we're supposed to move past that stage and move to the next level. But this time around, when we're talking about nagging, I do something 2 weeks ago and I've apologized and I've done it again, I have not done it again, then 2 or 3 weeks you start referring to my past, that I did something 2 weeks ago. That's where they will keep on making you feel bad because of that singular mistake. Their own is every day. At times you see, especially in women, you see them breaking things in the house. You see them yelling, screaming on top of their voices just to intimidate you and keep you quiet. They begin to break, valuable things in the house. And of course, the one that is even very obvious that you can see is what we call physical abuse. Physical violence, so I've seen people use their belts, to beat their women. I've seen people punch their women as if they're in a boxing ring or a wrestling ring. And there is no how, except for women that are into martial arts, they are doing special skills to be able to, life surviving skills like martial taekwondo, judo, or something like that. Time when you see a man has the physical strength to be able to, eat a woman and eat you. If you are not careful, you can die in the process if there's exhaustion or suffocation. So if somebody slaps, I used to tell my friends that are not married yet, marriage is a besieged castle. People outside, they are rushing in. People inside are rushing out. You understand? If a man slaps you or a lady slaps you during courtship, it's not something to just say, "Oh, that's all right. I'm sorry. This and that." If it will only get worse. It can get better. So the more reason you should move, if it is possible, because a broken engagement or a relationship or courtship or something is better than a broken marriage. So it is better for you to leave. A man slaps you, a woman slaps you during dating or something, is that flag enough to leave that relationship. And of course, it can be sexual violence. When we're talking about sexual violence, when we're talking about sex, there should be consent, mutual consent at every stage. Don't say she has consented and she's my wife, or I've paid the bride price, I paid the dowry, I did this. No, it has to be consensual. Should mutual consent when we're talking about sex. So when a woman is with you or a man is with you, they don't have say over their bodies when it comes to sex. It's an abuse. It's an abuse. Part of safe sex is to ensure that there is a consent and there is safe sex to take care of you and your, the kind of relationship that a woman has, about 2-month baby post cesarean, and you are telling the woman, please, you are begging her that please let me have sex with you, and her body is not healing, has not even healed properly. But because of love or cajoling or coercion or force, under duress, the woman in to allow you to have the sexual intercourse, and down the lane, 2 months after, you find out that she's pregnant, few weeks after, and the man will now have the guts and the audacity to be telling the woman that, why will you get pregnant? Why will you get pregnant? You are still breastfeeding. This baby is small. As a man, safe sex should not only be left as the sole responsibility of the women. It should be between the two of you. And so that's why there should be an agreement before you agree to sex. So when a woman does not consent to sex and you are just doing it, is sexual violence in a relationship. It's one of the intimate partner violence. In fact, it carries, after the physical, is the next before the financial. It carries, a lot of weight. And of course, apart from sexual violence, they can put you down publicly. Somebody that does not respect you, either publicly or privately, is a sign of an abuse. It's one of the key signs of an abuse. And of course, they do something we call blame game. When you're talking about blame game, maybe I'm in an abusive relationship, the man or the woman slaps me or beats me up. You understand? Instead of them if they want to apologize, instead of coming straight, clean to apologize, some of the abusers will just come and say, yeah, sorry, you were the one that caused it. You made me to eat you. Most of them are toxic. They are narcissists. You understand? They will tell you made me to eat you, and it was not intentional. You caused it. And they want you to lose your sanity, right? That's what happened most of the time. And they call you all manners of derogatory names, stupid, idiot, foolish, silly, naughty, just to bring you down. At times I've been in a relationship where I had, I had such, yeah, and in that relationship, I almost lost myself. Not as in physical, not when I'm talking about self, my self-esteem. You understand? My emotion, my mental health became so bad that I looked at myself and I was like, maybe I might not be able to get someone to, be in another relationship with me. The way my self-esteem was bastardized. My self-esteem was damaged. I became a damaged woman. When you are in certain relationship that you have physical violence, sexual violence, financial violence. Say, John, how are you? Happy Sunday. Thank you there. Thank you. Thank you. So I felt, how will I get another person to love me, to take me? Because my self-esteem was damaged. My physical esteem was damaged. Mental health was whack. Everything was damaged because I was in a very serious abusive relationship. And I was stuck because I didn't have the finances to move. I didn't have the financial capability to do something else for myself. I was just thinking, oh, where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? What do I do? What will I do? How will I move? How will I cope? How will I come out of this? About 27, 28 years ago. You understand? So it is that bad when you're in an abusive relationship. You know, when you're talking about abusive relationship, if you have not been there, when people are talking about it, at times you hear things and you're like, can they be true? At times you hear people and you tell them, no, it's not possible. Because you've not been there. But for people that have been through abusive relationship, I can tell you like 99% of what happens in an abusive relationship. Is it the beating? Is it the gang up by the family members? Is it the verbal abuse? Is the financial control, financial abuse? Because they immediately, an abuser knows that you don't have the financial capability. They are like that because they are toxic. They are narcissists. They are narcissistic in nature and they want to bring you down. By the time they are through with you, if you are not already in the psychiatry room, you are close to the edge. Just, a little line, a thin line before you move from mental wellness to mental illness. By the time they are done with you. So as at the time I was able to, waggle my way out of my own mental abusive relationship, it took me about 3 years, not even 3 years, about 4 years to detoxify all the toxins, all the bad things that has been done to me. I had to go, but this is that was what took me to the school of nursing. I was able to detox, being science, I saw a lot of things, I understood a lot of things, I was more matured. So I was able to, readjust and realign myself back. Some people didn't make it. If you get to psychiatric hospital today in Nigeria or today, you see several people, several women broken down. My husband impregnated my maid, impregnated my sister, took another wife, sold my house. If you see the place, women are going through a lot. I'm not saying men are not going through a lot, but it's very common in women. And of course, comparison, they begin to compare you with their exes. They want you to feel and say, I made mistake after all, having you in my life. My ex was better. My ex was this, my ex was that. And they continue to gaslight you. Those are some of the ways they want to do to keep you, at bay, to keep you calm so that you're going nowhere and you don't have the financial capability. You will be thinking, how will I go? Will I be able to rent a house? Especially if you don't have a support system from your own family side, it's usually worse. But like my own, I had a support system. When I had my issues, my parents just say, okay, don't worry, we're going to get a flat. You go put up there, you'll be okay. With a maid and everything. So I was able to, start getting myself. And another thing they do is character assassination. You understand? Maybe you have one or two friends or family that you wish you could involve to be able to resolve issues. They begin to do character assassination. Even things that you don't know that you've done, they will cook and bold story, and go and give it to people just to assassinate you and see them as the good person here. They swear for you most of the time, and the swearing is just to intimidate you. Swearing, yelling, cursing, abusing, screaming on top of their voices, disgracing you even in the public, both private and public, just for people to, just for you to get intimidated, and they'll be able to put you down, as in very, very well. They give you public embarrassment anywhere. You are in the restaurant, you are in the bank, you are in a party, they don't know whether it's outside or nothing. Toxic people, an abusive person will give you public embarrassment. It's one of the key signs of an abusive relationship. And at times, no matter how, maybe you've gone to do your hair, you're wearing new dresses, you've gotten new shoes, they will still let you know that your appearance is awful. They want to put you down and think you think you're fine. You're not beautiful. You're not beautiful. They want to make you, as in put you down, so that you feel you are nothing. No matter how beautiful you are, you've done a good hair, done a good makeup, that you just needed just one simple compliment of you're good, you're beautiful. No, they will tell you that your appearance, is awful, is nothing. You understand? And of course, if you are accomplishing anything in an abusive relationship, is the abuser that you see that will say, well, what's the big deal? What's the big deal about what you have achieved? So some people have achieved more than that. Okay, you have done your master's. Some people have PhDs. You say you have BSc. They say some people have masters. They intimidate you. They belittle your accomplishments. No matter how you're trying, no matter how you're trying to grow and accomplish things for yourself, because they don't even want it in the first place. But for the fact that you are dogged, you are still pressing to do something for yourself, they will belittle your accomplishment and let it seem as if it's nothing, whereas to you it's something. So when you find yourself in such position, just keep going. And you will telling them about interest. This is my interest. They put down your interest. Abusers, they know how to put down your interest. Your voice in that relationship does not matter. Does not matter. In an abusive relationship, you see most of them for days, they are not, except you are in the marriage that you have to go back to the house to meet each other. You see an abuser, no calls, nothing. You are just dating yourself. It's an abuse. When we are in a relationship, you cannot check up on me. It's an abuse. It's an abuse. It's one of the signs of an abuse. When they put down your interest and you think, oh, Onia, I think we should, I think I want to, they will tell you that what's the big deal? There's nothing. They don't want to. In an abusive relationship, there is no room for self-development, growth. There's nothing like self-growth, nothing like self-development, nothing like, apart from your physical growth that you are growing. When it comes to accomplishment, when it comes to careers, when it comes to businesses, they want to ruin it. You understand? And of course, there's digital spying. They want to keep monitoring you, your phones. What is there? Whereas most of them, you see their phone, their SIM card, password, their phones, password, their memory card, password, all their apps, passwords. You understand? So when you see situations like that, what happens? And they don't want your own phone to be locked. They don't want your own phone to be locked. No, SIM card should not be locked. Nothing should be locked. So they are always monitoring you. And most of them can even go to the extent of paying people to start spying on your messages, your calls, your movement. And of course, abusers do something we call making unilateral decisions. In any relationship you are, relationship that you don't have a say, that one is not a relationship. Any relationship don't have a say, it is not a relationship. Any relationship you don't have a say, I'm repeating myself, it's not a relationship. Because if you are dating someone, you want to have an outing, you want to go on a day, you want to go on a vacation, there should be consent. You understand? It should be consensus. There should be consensus. Okay, where do we go? Okay, we go to Florida. Where in Florida? Okay, what is the budget? Like that. When are we going? What are we going there to do? You understand? Not that just somebody will just say, there are situations that your spouse might want to, do something we call surprise for you. I want to do a surprise, planning a vacation or something like an outing without your, input. That is that they are surprising you. But in a relationship that you don't have a say, the other party makes unilateral decision on your finances, on your own life, on your career, on your body, on your sex, on everything, on the way things should be run. You are in an abusive relationship. There is no two ways about it. At times, you are talking the work out of you. You see abusers. There's something in relation that we call communication. And when we're talking about communication, for you to be a good communicator, there should be, you say something, there should be a feedback. And when there's you should be able to listen. As a good communicator, you should be an active listener. But a relationship that there is one of the either party is not a good communicator, instead of them to resolve conflict, you understand, there should be conflict resolution, but they don't know how to. Instead, they walk out on you. That's great disrespect. That kind of a relationship is an abuse, is an abusive relationship. And at times they give you orders. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Like they are, policing or militarizing you. You understand? It's a kind of an abuse. You understand? You don't have to give your spouse or your partner, orders. You don't order them around. They say they are partners, not house help, not housemates. Not servants. But when you give orders, it becomes a master-servant relationships. And it's very, very common in black men. It's very, very common in black men. The mentality of that I'm the edge, you understand, is always here. And it makes their shoulder to go very high. And most of them maltreat their women. Real bad. They give you orders. They treat you like you are children. They treat you like you are babies. And at times there is angry outbursts at you, yelling and screaming. Your voice does not matter. It is only when they need you, maybe for sex, for money, or to fix other things. That's where you matters. In other aspects of life that are so important and vital, like oxygen to your life, you don't matter. You don't matter. Somebody that keeps shouting, if you don't have emotional intelligence, you can't control your anger. You can't temper your anger. Most of the time, you don't have emotional intelligence. And without no emotional intelligence, no good communication, no resolution conflict systems or strategy in place in your relationship, my friend, you are going nowhere. Relationship is work. Marriage is work. Dating is work. Because this is someone coming from different background. You are coming from different background. And what happens? The two of you are just meeting. Even if you have a boy and a girl, two siblings in the same family, do you know something? They might not be able to marry each other because the girl might have different characteristics and the boy have different characteristics, despite being under the same tutelage and the same roof by the same parent. So now you are getting a partner that is not from your father, not from your mother, from maybe different culture or different belief, different background, different childhood, experiences. Now you're coming together. It's not going to be easy. Relationship is hard work. You want to stay in there, it's hard work. Except you want to do a relationship while it lasts. If it is relationship while it lasts, why not? You're good to go. Do you understand? And of course, they treat you the way they feel, not the way you feel. They treat you the way you feel. the way they feel, not the way you feel. They don't care about your feelings. You know, when I was in my abusive relation, the abusive relationship I had, even when you are crying, it does not matter to an abuser. You think they still love you. Maybe if I cry small, let me just cry so that maybe things can get better. It will keep getting worse if you're not until I decided to leave. I know by now, if I'm still there, maybe I would have died. Because physically, financial abuse everywhere in your rounder. It was an all-rounder, a perfect example of an abuser. You understand? And of course, they demand respect. The respect should be earned. Respect can be commanded, not demanded. It is natural when you treat someone right for them to treat you right. It is natural when you respect someone to respect you. That's why the English people say respect is absolutely reciprocal. But when you don't respect me, like I have a couple, they are elderly, the issues that they are having now, the man will publicly, in the presence of the maid, family, even friends, and outsider, disrespect and talk rudely to his wife. And over time, the wife will just go to the room, cry. But what most African men don't know is that when you keep, behaving badly to your wife and children in your early days, when you are still strong, most of us, I would say most of us, because I'm an African woman, we persevere. It looks as if we have long suffering. By the time they begin to grow, the men begin to grow. Some women that doesn't have forgiveness, they begin to maltreat the man because you've done your own beat, your own bad, your own wickedness when you were much younger. That's why you see some men suffering in the old days. That's why you see some men, their children, they will take the mother away to other countries. Come spend 6 months with me. Come spend 1 year with me. I've just had the baby. You have to help me to take care of my baby. Whereas the man is here in Africa suffering. So we just have to live right and balance it. There is nobody asking you. It is your life not to cheat. You can cheat. It is your life as a man. But don't be coming to the house to come and be rubbing it on the face of the children and the mother that there's nothing they can do for you. If you don't die early and God keeps you till you're 65, you're 70 down the lane, you're 70 something, oh my God, it might be a payback time. But this time around, with suffering and sorrow added to it. So respect is earned. It shouldn't be demanded. You can't, like the story I was saying, the man will, disgrace his wife. Elderly couple, 84-year-old man, will be soon to be 84 by January. Wife 75 this year. And you disgrace and mess her up in the presence of the maid. And the woman will just go inside the room and go and cry. And it look like as if things are okay. But over time now, the woman now sat down and said, no, I can no longer take this from you. Immediately you disrespect me anywhere, either it's outside or inside, I'll give you back to you. And the man is now crying foul. And he's not respecting me. If you can disgrace me outside, what stops me from giving my own back? So we should, earn respect. We should earn it. Naturally, if you love your spouse, you care for them, you respect them, it is just natural. They will give it back to you. And of course, if abusers, you see them not supporting their spouse in front of their family members, like their relationship, the abusive relationship I suffered. The mother-in-law, we asked me to pound yam. In Africa, we pound yam. We have pestle and mortar that we used to pound. and I'll be there pounding for like 50 people because they want to do party or something, gathering, social gathering. The guy will not even say, hey, don't kill this lady for me now. If the woman is shouting and saying all manners of things to abuse me, curse me, there was no support coming from anywhere. If you know you cannot keep this woman, why bring her from her parents' house? You know